everybody, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm actually going to be playing with resin, epoxy resin, not UV resin. This is my first time doing it, so I am super nervous. I've put it off till the absolute last minute because, I don't know, I'm just nervous. So in my current space, I have sand, I have glitter, I have pearlescent powders, I have molds. So initially this video was going to be the cheese board, and then I thought maybe I'm being a little bit ambitious going straight for the cheese board. Maybe I should do something a little simpler to start with. So today I'm actually going to be doing, well, what I'm going to try to do is a beach themed coaster and possibly a bookmark. So I got these molds from Craft Buddies. I do have a smaller mold here just in case there's anything extra. So I'm just trying to plan for the fact that I've never done this before, so I don't know if I'm mixing correctly. I also have some alcohol inks here. And I have some gloves. So you should be using a respirator for this. It is advised. Always remember that resin is actually a chemical. And with any chemicals, it can damage your airways and your lungs. So I'm going to put my gloves on and we're going to have a look at this starter kit that we got from Craft Buddies. Oopsie. Okay, so I have covered my surface with plastic just in case I do mess. At least I'm not going to mess up my poor board any more than it already is. So this starter kit from Craft Buddies, so obviously I got my molds from Craft Buddies. So what you will need is you will need a kitchen scale. A digital one will work best. So I have my kitchen scale. And then in your Craft Buddies starter kit, you get little containers for mixing. You get little spoons and stirring sticks. So as you can see, there's stuff coming off of it because my bottle did leak, which is why I put my gloves on straight away. So we have little mixing spoons. I don't know why they got numbers on them. 2, 6, 7. I don't know why. We've also got normal spoons, and we've also got little, I think these are called, what do you call it? I don't know, like blending sticks. I think that's what they are. So we get 3 of the blue ones, 4 of the white ones. And I did read somewhere, so you also get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups. So I did read somewhere that it's better to work with plastic with resin because the wood creates bubbles. So here we have some pigments. We have green, we have blue, we have, that looks like pearl, silver, and black. I really thought there was a blue one, but it's fine. I have a plan. And then we get our part A and our part B of our resin. So with epoxy resin, you have your resin and you have your hardener. Okay, and then it comes with a little write-up with, oh my goodness, it got a bit messed up. So it says the epoxy is mixed at 160 mixing ratio strictly by weight. Mix your resin in a round container. Always add part B to part A. Hand stir for a minimum of 3 to 5 minutes. Mix in circles only. Stir slowly to avoid air bubbles. Make sure to scrape the sides and the bottom of the mixing container. It is very important that the two components are properly mixed. Do not use wooden sticks to stir, create micro bubbles. Only use plastic stirrers. So it even says it here. If you will be coloring your resin, split the mixture into the containers. Add the pigment mix as required. Let mix components stand in the mixing cup for 3 to 5 minutes. This will allow any bubbles to rise to the surface. You can use heat or alcohol spray to lessen bubbles at this time, so while it's standing. When pouring your resin into your application mold, pour as close to your piece as possible. These techniques help avoid bubbles forming in the resin mixture. Curing will take 16 to 24 hours. It says small castings and thin coats will take longer to cure. That's crazy. So I thought doing a smaller one would make it cure quicker, but it seems like it's the opposite. So we got to do 160 ratio. So on it, it actually has it. So for 40 grams, which I think is what I'm going to go with, 25 grams A and 15 grams of B. So the advice that I saw was always mix them separate. That way, if you make a mistake, it is separate. Oh gosh, there's like, oh, that's not going to work. Okay, new cup. Okay, so remember, you always put your cup on and then you reset it because your cup does weigh. So we're going to do 25 grams of A and 15 grams of B. So let's reset this and let's put it in the middle. Why is it showing me minus? Is it on a flat surface? Okay, so we're going to do, this is part B. We're going to do 15 grams of this. There we are, we've got 15 grams there. So that's 15 grams of part B, and we're going to do 25 grams of part A. Oh, now it's gone to 14. It's no way. I think my scale's like faulty, to be honest. What? Why is my scale being faulty? So we're going to start it like this with an empty one on it. Okay, and then we're going to swap it for that one. Now it's showing 17 grams. This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, so that's 0. We're going to pour it into here. Let's get our little mixy spoon. And we're going to scrape this out. Okay, so it definitely needs 1 gram more. And it just went off. What is going on? Not showing 12. This is impossible. This is absolutely freaking impossible. I don't believe it. Not for 1 second. So I feel like my resin's not going to be a success just because my scale's being a little bit of an a-hole. Finally. Okay, so we have 15 of part B. And now we need part, oopsie. And now we need part A, and that is going to be 25 grams. Oh, we went way too fast. Okay, 25. And then, this is probably going to be too little, but it's fine. Ah, it's all over me. It's all over. So it says always put part B to part A. So this is part A, this is part B. And we see this. Now we're going to put this one into this one. So far I'm not getting any smell. I am sitting quite far away from it though, and I am in a well ventilated area. Okay, I'm getting some smell now. It's not bad though, but I am getting a smell. Okay, I think I got all of it. And now we're going to mix slowly, making sure to scrape the sides and the bottom. Somebody said in a figure 8. I can't do a figure 8. So I'm going to mix this now for 3 to 5 minutes until there's no streaks. If there's streaks, then you know it hasn't mixed properly. I think that's been about 4 minutes. If I look at it, there's like no streaking that I can see. And it's nice and thin. It feels nice and mixed. So I'm going to leave this now. If I can get my finger off. Look at everything just sticking. Oh, I'm so glad I wore gloves. Okay. So I'm going to leave this now for, what did it say, 3 to 5 minutes. Let's have a look and see. It'll be better once I know what I'm actually doing. Let mixed components stand in mixing cup for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, now we need to add the pigment. So I am going to be mixing this. So I do have extra containers here. Obviously we need to make sure there's nothing in them. Again, I don't know. Oh gosh, I'm stuck to everything. So this one's going to be a white pigment. That should be enough for that. We're going to do a blue. The blue's going to be most of it. And then we're going to need a little bit, oh my gosh, for sand, believe it or not. I don't know if I mixed enough. There we are, and we'll just have a bit of clear over. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3 different mixing components. Let's have, I don't know how to clean this stuff afterwards, or if you're supposed to just throw it away. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so for white, I want to try this one. I don't know how much I'm supposed to put in. Or if I can get it open. There we are. We got it open. Maybe I should have Googled that part. So yes, I do Google things, and I don't really watch YouTube. Oh gosh. I don't know how much I'm supposed to put in. Is that too much? I think that's too much. I don't know. Let's look. Let's see. That's pretty though. Oh. I don't know if it's too much. Gently mix, apparently. That's really, really pretty. Oh my goodness, these pigments are beautiful. Okay, that looks mixed. Yeah, it's stuck to me. Okay, and then for the blue, I want to use some of the pearlescent powder. And then I'll use some alcohol ink in that as well during the process. Ah! Oops. I mean, oops. This is so much. Gosh, I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes. I'll tell you. I know I had glitter, but I don't think I need glitter because these colors are stunning. Wow. Look, I'm in love. Okay. And then the last thing we're doing is sand. Yeah, I don't know how much I'm putting in. So this one, like, I kind of feel like the idea is just to make it chunky so that it all sticks. It's like brown sugar. Aha! That's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm not gonna let the brown sugar stand. Look at this mess. That's crazy. Oh gosh. Okay, let's open our beautiful poster mold. Is that flat and even? I think it is. Okay, so obviously we're trying to do a beach themed, whatever it is. Is it? Oh, hiccup, sorry. Such chaos. Okay. So obviously we're trying to do beach themed. Make sure it's flat. So we're going to have sand, which is super thick, on the one side. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. That's the beauty of it. I kind of hoped you would know what I'm doing. And I must say, I don't know, I'm not noticing much smell at all. I was really worried about that. I thought it would be very overpowering, but I'm not getting any smell. Okay, so I kind of wanted to like even out, if that makes sense. Let's just make sure from the top. This needs to kind of go down, if that makes sense. Needs to just like, shouldn't just stop. There we are. Yeah, that looks pretty. I don't know if I should sprinkle some dry sand onto it. I don't think it's going to make a difference, to be honest. And my fingers are super sticky. I've got some pretty shells that my daughter found. So I just want to use a couple of these. They're just plain old beach shells. Okay, putting my glove back on. So I took my glove off because I didn't want to mess up my daughter's stuff. Let's see if we can get enough here to just kind of cover this slightly. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Next, we have to do the ocean, which is our beautiful blue. So I'm going to pour the blue from the end here. I don't know if I've made enough. I don't think I have. Definitely could have made more. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour this see-through here. Okay, so while we're pouring the clear here is that we wanted to kind of push the blue back. We don't want the blue to completely run into the sand, if that makes sense. Oopsie. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm kind of loving it so far. For a first timer, not so bad. Okay, oopsie. Now we actually need to like a little bit bring this blue in. because although we don't want it to completely mix onto the sand, we do want, oopsie, make sure it's everywhere. Okay, now we're going to take our alcohol ink, and what we're going to do is we're just going to create a little bit, oopsie, we can mix that. So we just want like 1 drop there and like 1 drop there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this and just, it doesn't make much of a difference though. I could have maybe just left that. To be honest, I thought it would be darker. I really thought it would be darker. So we just want like lines through it, if that makes sense. Okay. I don't know if I'm moving too fast, but I'm actually really liking the way it's turning out. Okay, now what we're going to do with the white is we're going to create waves. I'm so excited. So I have a straw and in my mouth. I'm just using a little straw. I'm obviously taking care to know which side to put in my mouth and which side I've got resin on. And what we're going to do, oopsie, is we're going to take some of the white. Not too much, oops, and we're going to do a line like so, and we're going to blow that line. And we're going to turn it. Oh gosh, we can't turn it. So we're going to blow from the other side. I think I may have put a little bit too much. That's pretty cool though. Okay, so now we're going to put less at the back. Put less. And I need to blow from the other direction. Wow. Okay. I mean, it's not great, it's not perfect, but I'm impressed. Like, I'm super impressed. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to finish that off with some new clear resin. Okay, so if you saw what happened, you get an A for observation. So I had the straw in my mouth the wrong way. So I literally just ran to now go and wash my mouth because I had resin in my mouth, which sucks. Love it. I don't want to touch the straw anymore. I'm traumatized. My lips are going numb. Could be from the cold water. Don't listen to me. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this now for an hour, hour and a half. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a clear layer on top of it. I don't know if there is a reason or if there is, I don't know. I don't know if I should leave it if I'm making sense. Yeah. But I think it looks pretty good for a first timer. I could probably have changed a couple things, but yeah, I think I did pretty good. I think it looks pretty cool, and I think it's going to be special for my daughter because it has her seashells in it. Let's get a clean straw because Captain America here is not so smart. Because what we want is it to look like the sea's moving. Okay, I'm going to leave that to dry for a bit. I don't know how to clean the resin stuff, so I'm going to go and do some experiments. And I'll let you know how that goes. Also, I'm going to clean this up because this is a mess. I don't know what's going on here. Also this. Absolute chaos. Okay, I have left it for an hour. As you can see, my workstation is still chaos. I did find blue pigment. I knew there was. I was sure I'd seen it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do like a top layer. So I've left it for about an hour. Let's use, so just to fill you in as well, I cleaned my tubs using alcohol. So I wiped them out first and then I sprayed them with alcohol and I cleaned them again, so they're nice and clean. So that works. So if you want to clean your tubs and you don't want to throw them away, then that works. If you want to just throw them away, I mean, that's entirely up to you, but I just don't see why I should do that. So looking at, oops, see, I almost touched it. So looking at my mold, it does look like there is more than half full. So I'm going to keep the bookmark available just in case there is some of our resin left over. I want to try something. I've got an idea. So this is turning into a long video. I'm sorry, but hey, it's fun. So I may need 4 tubs for this, but for now I just need 3. So I'm going to do a tiny little bit of the white again, just a tiny bit. So I've already mixed my resin for 5 minutes. There we are. And then we're going to do quite a bit of the blue. Let's put a little bit more. That should be good. And then we've got our clear, which we're just going to let sit for a bit. So I'm going to use this blue this time. Are you skew? You guys are skew, I'm sorry. And there's such chaos going on here, but hey, we are creating. So we're going to do blue in the one, and I don't want too much. So let's have a look and see at what color we get with this. We don't want too much, and she proceeds to put a whole bunch. Great. And then we want some more of the white. And again, I'm sure you've noticed, but I'm not wearing gloves this time. I only have 1 pair of gloves left, and I kind of want to use that next time. What's the difference? I don't know. Well, the difference is I already got it on my hands this time, so that's the difference. Okay, then we're going to mix this in. Okay, now what we're going to do, I don't know if we should, seems to be a lot of micro bubbles in this one. I know you're supposed to use a blowtorch, whatever. I don't have one, so... Ow. Okay, so what we're going to do with this one is we're going to pour it from the back end, like so. Okay, and that's going to slowly move. And then we're going to pour the clear from the front end, from here. And those are going to meet. This is not going to be enough for a bookmark. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put another little bit of our wave, whatever you want to call it. And these are going to mix and you're going to get depth out of it basically. And what happened last time is these edges pulled inwards. So we're going to put a little bit extra on the edges. And then we're just going to let that dry. That's literally all we're doing with that. Now, I have a little bit left, but I don't think it's going to be enough to do a whole bookmark. So I'm going to put this in here. Get it. You know, maybe it might have been, I don't know. So let's pour it from the one side. It may have been enough, so let's get, what I want to do is I want to mix some black pigment here. Oops, that's a lot. That's like way too much. Oh my goodness. That's way too much. Oops. It falls literally on the one spot that I don't freaking have. And I don't have a white draw anymore. So we're doing half black, half white. So original. And I think you get what the general idea here is. Okay, I think I'm done. I mean, is there ever enough gold leaf? I don't know. I think there is this time. See? Okay, I'm going to let all of that dry. So what I'm going to do, let me just show you how easy this is. So obviously my tweezers, just spray them down with alcohol. So you can get the alcohol from Craft Buddies. It is 99% alcohol. I will just spray that down and wipe it. Just in terms of this, I don't want it covering all my covering all my seashells. It is going to keep pulling in though, so I'm just going to have to keep, I don't know, blowing it. So to clean my utensils, all I do is I completely wipe it clean as much as possible, like so. Okay, and then I take some, I feel like I need more shells. Why am I so extra? And then I spray with alcohol and wipe clean. And I'm going to repeat that step for all of the stuff that I used. And that is how I shall clean it. So I'm going to let these dry. And then we will demold them and see how we did. It has been 24 hours since we cast our resin. I think that's what you say. And this is something I made with some of the leftovers, and it is nice and hard. It's kind of weird. That will need to be sanded down, so I'm not sure if you can see. It's not completely straight, so I would need to sand that down. Then this one still feels super soft. Like if you look at that, that's super soft. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to demold this one. I'm going to leave this one. I'm until we do our next video. So our next video is also resin, but I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be playing with some water slide decals, so I'm going to leave that one. Then let us do the main attraction. I'm so excited. Okay, so let's tidy this up. Oopsie. Oh, my lighter is covered in resin. And that's like dried on there. My goodness. Okay. Okay. So let us, let us demold. Oh, I'm so excited. So this feels nice and hard. So I think 24 hours is good. Keeping in mind, it was a night and a day, and today was quite warm. Last night was very cold. Ah. I love it. Ah, so I did get some tiny little pock marks, you can see there. But overall, I'm pretty impressed. So I could finish this off with another layer of resin. So as you can see, it's also got corners. Obviously you want that to be smooth, so I could finish this off with another layer of resin, or oh, that is so cool, look at it. Wow, this is super cool. I love it. I love it. Look at my little beachy theme. And that is perfect and hard. That is gorgeous. So for next one, I'm going to try and cast upside down. And we're going to be playing with water slide decals. But for today's video, we are done. I'm still going to decide. I think I might fill this up with UV resin. But I will update you in my next video. I currently have load shedding, and I just really wanted to demold this with you so that you could see how it looks. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. The bottom is very rough, but again, it's the bottom. It doesn't really matter. That's obviously the bubbles from the sand. But wow, I'm in love. I think I'm going to do this a lot more often. This is great. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I really hope that you learned something, and I can't wait to do this with you again.